Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I am going to be doing the if you could only pick one tag. So this beauty tag was actually created by another YouTuber, so I will link her video down below. And I actually saw Andrea, I think that's how you say her name. I saw her do it and I really thought it was a unique idea and I really enjoyed it. So I will link both of their videos down below if you're interested in checking out their channels. I was actually really surprised by how difficult this video was. Like primer, foundation, concealers, those I was like, yes, I know what I'm picking. But when it came to like blush and lip color and eyeshadow, that was actually really difficult for me. But I have a lot of good products sitting in front of me, high-end drugstore. And if you're not familiar with this tag, basically what it is you pick one thing from each category out of your collection that you would keep if everything else would go away. So I feel like I've got a really good collection of things, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and start off with primer, since that is typically what we do at first on the face. If I could pick one primer and all of my other primers would disappear, I would pick the Botanic Farm Soft Cover Pore Balm Primer. I've talked about this a ton here on my channel. It just comes in like a little pot. It looks like this. It is a wonderful pore filling primer because it really does just fill in your pores. It doesn't feel greasy on the skin. It doesn't feel really slippery. It's just a really nice consistency and it fills in your pores so nicely. And because I do have really large pores, this is what I would reach for before I would pick out anything else. So that's why I chose it for this video. Alright, foundation. I chose the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage 24-Hour Wear Foundation. This I chose because I love a good full coverage. I am that kind of girl that does like full coverage or no makeup at all. I rarely do like a BB cream just because I do have a lot of stuff to cover. So if I'm even going to waste the time and putting products on my face, I want it to be full coverage. I wear the shade 112 Natural Ivory and it's a really good shade match for me. I just think this is wonderful. It comes in a pump. Like I said, it's full coverage. I would say it's like a satin to matte finish and it's just really beautiful consistency and finish on the skin, and I could see myself really shearing this out to kind of get a lighter look if I would need to, or I can build this up to get really full coverage. So I love this foundation so much. For concealer, I chose a drugstore one as well. I chose the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, the full coverage concealer. Love this. This is my second one of this, and this just came out maybe a month and a half ago, if that. At least here in the States it did. I think it's been available in Europe for longer. But I wear the shade C1. It's the lightest shade they have because I really like to brighten it up. And the reason I chose this one is because it is really full coverage. So I wouldn't have to add a corrector or anything like that. I could just use this and I would get the result that I want. I think it's a really beautiful consistency and texture right now for my skin. It's a little bit of a drier concealer, but it's not overly drying for me. I know some people have complained about that, but I really enjoy it and I think it is like the best drugstore concealer, so that is what I would pick if I could only have one concealer. Alright, for setting powder, okay, I kind of cheated, kind of, ish, because I chose a contour palette. So this would be like my setting powder and my bronzer, and so this is what this looks like. I chose the Lorac contour palette. Sorry, I didn't even tell you what it was. So you get a yellow shade, a beige shade, a shimmery highlight, a medium, a deep, and a light contour shade. I chose this purely just for the versatility of it. I have my setting powders, but I also really love these bronzers. It's what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing all of these products today, and I love the way they blend. I love the way they feel on my skin. I love the pigmentation of it. I love everything about this palette. So I kind of cheated with the setting powder and bronzer because I just chose a contour palette. But honestly, I feel like this would be a really good thing to pick if I could only pick one thing because I get like a lot of things in one. So love this Lorac palette so much. Now for all over face powder, I did choose the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Transforming Powder. I picked up the shade 10 Porcelain recently, and you do get a mirror, a puff, and the powder is right here. I picked this back up recently because I loved it for so long, about a year ago. And you know, when it was, I had two of these, I remember. I had one in my bag and one in my makeup collection because I used it all the time. And, you know, as I used those up, I just never repurchased it because I had so many other powders. Well, recently I was like wondering why when I touch up at work, it doesn't look as good as it used to. I was like, I remember when I used to blot and powder, it would like stick and it would stay really well and it looked really good. Like, why is it not doing that now? And then I remembered it was because I was using this powder. Now, this powder does have salicylic acid in it. So if you are someone who doesn't react well to that, you might not like this powder. But I really do, because that salicylic acid really helps absorb the oil that I produce with my oily skin. So ever since I've repurchased this, I have loved the finish on my skin. It honestly blurs my pores. It's the weirdest thing, but like this primer and this powder, my pores like are non-existent. It is amazing. When it says skin transforming, it really is. Like, I 100% back that up. I just really missed this powder, and when I realized that, oh my gosh, this was the thing that was making my skin look so good during the day, I had to repurchase it, and I'm still in love with it just as much as I always have been. So this would definitely be the pressed powder that I would pick. Now, I did choose a highlight. I know I'm getting a highlight in here, but I did choose another one. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in Champagne Pop. I love this color so much. I am, like I said, I'm wearing it today. Like, I'm wearing all of these products. So beautiful, because it's kind of like my skin tone, but it still shows up. I don't know really how to describe it. It's like that nice champagne tone to where it doesn't look like I have a strip of like white or pink or peach or gold, you know. It kind of really diffuses and blends in with my skin tone, but it offers a ton of shine. And I did kind of do it more diffused today, but you could take a smaller brush and really target it if you do want a really intense highlight. So I just love how you can manipulate this one, and the tone is honestly what sold it for this video, was just because I love the way it like sits on my skin, because it really does blend in to my skin tone. All right, let's talk blush now. I have a drugstore option for this, and this was really, really hard. I was sitting there in my blush drawer like, I don't know what to do, because I love blush so much, and there's so many different shades you can go and do and finishes, and it was really hard. And so I ended up choosing the LA Girl Just Blushing Blush in Just Natural. Again, what I'm wearing today. The reason I chose this is because it is matte, and I typically do like a matte blush just because I have larger pores, and so I don't like a lot of shimmer right here because it does like accentuate those pores. Whereas with a matte blush, it kind of, you know, just sits on top and it doesn't really accentuate anything like that because there's not a light shift to it. So I did choose this because it's matte, but I also chose it because of the tone. I can do a cooler eye look with this and a cooler lip, and it will be fine. I could do a really warm look with this and it will be fine. I could just do this and, you know, with any type of look, and it would be fine. So I really enjoyed that just because it is such a neutral color. It is a little bit peachy, but it's not so peachy. It's like definitely peachy pink, to where it does kind of shift with whichever look you do. So I really love this formula too. It lasts a long time. So this is the one that I chose after much deliberation. I act like it's something so serious, but it is. It's hard. If you only picked one thing to use, like, that's intense. Okay, moving on to eye stuff. Let's chat about brows. This actually really surprised me that I chose this, because I figured like the first thing that came to my head was e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift. Like, that's what I would pick. But then as I really started kind of going through my collection, I was like, actually, I really think I would choose this one because I love the angle on it. I love the consistency. I honestly, ever since I've been wearing it, I get a lot of compliments on my brows, and it's really inexpensive. This is the LA Colors Browie Wowie Brow Pencil. So I have an LA Colors top 10 video coming for you guys later this week, so make sure to subscribe, and this is definitely mentioned in that. That's a little spoiler for you. But this brow pencil is so good. It is only like $3, I think, if that. And it comes with an angle. I do have the shade light medium. Now, I know on their website they're not named like this, so I'm not sure what this corresponds with on their website. But I like the spoolie. I love the angle on it, and I love the consistency. It is a really nice consistency because it's not too creamy. And honestly, as I've been trying more brow pencils, I do feel like sometimes the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift can be a little too creamy for me. This is a little bit drier, which I typically like more. And I can just fill in my brows and they look really, really natural. So I was actually really surprised that I chose this, but I definitely would not regret just only having this for the rest of my life if I only had to have one brow product. Let's talk eyeshadow palettes, you guys. I was 100% certain that I would choose a high-end palette. I was certain I was going to choose like Lorac or Too Faced or Anastasia or, you know, anything like that. But then as I was going through my palettes, I was like, well, I don't like the consistency of those two shimmers, so I probably wouldn't wear those. Or this palette doesn't have a matte black. This one doesn't have a matte dark brown. This one doesn't have a good transition shade or enough transition shades. Or, you know what I mean? It was like I just kept finding reasons why I wouldn't want that palette forever. Even though I enjoy that palette, that would not be one that I would pick forever if I could only have one palette. And so I was kind of getting frustrated with myself, and then I was like, Andrea, go over to your drugstore drawer and find a palette out of there. And again, I was kind of going through the same thing, and then I like saw this palette and I was like, yes, that is everything I would ever need in an eyeshadow palette. And it is the Milani Bold Obsessions eyeshadow palette. So this is what it looks like inside if you are unfamiliar with it. You do get 12 shadows in here, and it ranges from about 15 to 20 bucks depending on where you buy it. The reason that I would choose this is because you get mattes and shimmers first. That's why, because I do love to do kind of both. I wouldn't want to pick an all matte palette. I would definitely want a mixture. So I picked it for that reason. But I also chose it because this top row right here, it is technically the top, but I'm holding it upside down so I don't blind you guys with the mirror. You get a nice like pinky white highlight shade that is matte. You get a warmer kind of brown shade that's just a hair deeper than this one over here. This one over here is a really light brown that's just a little bit more neutral. And this one, like I said, is a hair deeper and more warm. You get a matte black and you get a matte brown. This red right here is kind of like a satin finish, and then everything else is shimmers. And so you get like a shimmery highlight shade. So I love that you get matte and shimmer highlight. This is what I'm wearing all over my lid today. It's like just a really pretty bronze color, but it's not too dark. I have this all over my lid, this in the crease, and that is all I did today. I love that you could go smoky, you could go cool toned, you could go warm tone. I love these two shades in the middle because they are more like a wet looking metallic, whereas like this one is just more of a subtle shimmer where these are like very metallic. I love everything going on in this palette, and I think it's versatile, and so I don't think I would get bored if this would be the only palette that I would keep. I think I would have enough in here to kind of be entertained forever, and I get a nice mixture. So out of all of my palettes, I was really surprised, but I would choose the Milani Bold Obsessions. Now for eyeliner, oh, this poor little thing. I actually have to go repurchase this, obviously, but this is the Essence Extreme Lasting 16-Hour Wear Eyeliner in But First Espresso. This is what mine looks like. Yeah, it literally, it's gone. It's done. It's over. Like, it's literally as long as the cap. It's horrible. But I love this eyeliner so much because it is so creamy, but it stays in place so long. I can use it on just like my upper lash line, which I've been doing a lot more recently. I've been doing a pencil liner more so than liquid. I can use it on my waterline, upper or lower. I could use it kind of anywhere, and it works and it stays in place, and it's just a good, rich, creamy brown. And I love to wear a brown eyeliner more so than a black if I'm doing a pencil. Now, if I'm doing liquid, I will wear a black eyeliner, but if it's pencil, I will always choose a brown just because I feel like it looks softer and it just flatters my brown eyes a little bit more than a black does. So love this so much, and I definitely feel like I wear brown out of any other color, even like nude or something. So this is the one I would choose, and I need to go repurchase it because it's just a little guy. Little guy now. Okay, for mascara, this is going to be no surprise. The Essence I Heart Extreme Waterproof. Basically, this is the only mascara I have in my collection anyway, so it's not anything new. You know, this is, if I could only pick one, well, I have, and it's this. So this is the one I would choose. I love it so much. Some people think it's too dry for them. I know my sister does, but I love it. I think it makes my lashes look false, and it's awesome. I love it so much. Alright, last but not least, let's chat about some lip products really quick. This was really hard for me. I love me a good lip product. I do. If I had to pick any makeup product that I love more than anything else, it would be a good lip product. It's just how I roll. So for lip liners, I chose the Kokie Professional Retractable Lip Liner in Dusty Rose. And the reason I chose this is because this is actually my second one. I've already repurchased this, and it's retractable, so I don't have to sharpen it, which I love. And I love the tone of this because, like, let me show you guys. So that's what it looks like. So I love it because you could just wear this with a gloss and it looks really good. You could wear this with a more brown lip and it looks good. You could do this with a pink lip and it looks good, a peach, a red, you know, anything, and it looks good just because it's kind of the color of my lips, like, naturally. So it just feels really good on my lips and it blends in really well with the natural color of my lips. And these last so long. Like, these are the longest lasting lip pencils ever. And so that is why I chose Dusty Rose, just because I think the tone is so nice and I love the formula of that. Okay, I have a liquid lipstick and then I have a gloss. I'm wearing the matte lip today and I ended up choosing, if I can only have one lip color forever, which this is all lip products. I have a couple drawers out because I'm in the middle of decluttering and so they're down there because I have to film. But, I mean, this is all lip products right here. And right here as well. So, I got a lot. And so this was hard. I really needed to, like, go through my drawers and really think about this. And I ended up choosing the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Matte Lip in Soleli. It's what I'm wearing today. I love this shade because it's kind of like my lips, but better. It's a little bit more pink. It's a little bit cool toned, but I could also wear this with a warm eye look and I would think it's really pretty as well. I just think it's a really feminine shade and it's beautiful. And this formula is so comfortable because you do get a matte finish, but it feels like you're wearing a cream lipstick. So that is why I chose this one. I could probably honestly choose 10 if I really could, if I wanted to, and that would be really easy to do, but this is just beautiful. It is high-end, but I'm like, dude, if I'm picking one lipstick, it's going to be a high-end one. And it's beautiful. I love it so much. I just think it's really pretty. And that's just like my kind of color. I love a mauve. So I feel like that's just a lighter mauve and it's just really girly and I love it so much. Now for a gloss, I chose one that is newer to me, but I have been wearing nonstop lately and I really was looking at my glosses. That's actually the drawers that are down here. And I was like, man, I could just keep this gloss and I would be happy. And this is the Flower Beauty Galaxy Glaze Holographic Lip Gloss in Soleli. I keep calling it Solstice in like my last two videos. And then my sister, she was watching one of my videos and she was like, Ange, I cannot find like the Solstice color of the Flower Beauty. Are you talking about Soleli? And I was like, yeah. I am. I've called it the wrong name in like 2 videos multiple times. So it is Soleli, not Solstice. But it is so stunning. I've worn this in a ton of videos recently. It is just, oh, it's so good. It's shimmery, but it's not overly shimmery and you don't feel the glitter when you rub your lips together. It makes your lips look like wet. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I just, the formula, it's not sticky. It's not like stringy. It doesn't wear off weird. It's just, I love this gloss so much. Definitely recommend. Okay, last but not least, let's chat about a setting spray. I ended up choosing the Urban Decay All Nighter. This stuff, oh my gosh, it's like glue for your face. Like you just spray it on and your makeup is locked and loaded for days to come. It is so wonderful. Like it is more expensive, but I think it's totally worth it, especially if you're only going to keep one. And I love this stuff. I do so much. I think it's totally worth the hype, worth the money. And again, if I would just always know that my makeup would last a long time if I would use this. So that is definitely what I would choose. Okay guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe and don't forget to check out the other ladies' videos that I linked down below for you guys who've also done this tag. I tagged any of you to do this video. I think it was so fun to look through my collection and figure out like, okay, one thing from each category. What am I keeping? It was hard, but it was really fun. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.